Hey everybody, welcome back to the show. Today we're playing our second episode, our second playthrough of Hades. Further ado, let's get started. Full disclosure, I messed up audio recording this, so I'm currently just gonna attempt a voiceover. I thought about throwing out the footage and just rerunning, but I'd like to have every single playthrough. I'd like to have every single playthrough on this playlist. So if I mess something up, I'll do my best to salvage it. If it's unsalvageable, so be it, but here we go.
I can escape through that pink window.
Alright, so I mentioned last time that I can unlock the bow. In fact, I did unlock the bow, but it didn't save, so I'm gonna unlock Cornoct again.
Let's deal some death. Psst, over here. What the?
Got a shot and a volley. I think I said this last time too, but it's good to practice your power shot a couple times. Try to remember the timing. The weapons have different kind of timings of how they play out, so I want to practice them. What I just opened was the keepsake closet. As you play, you can give NPCs nectar, and that nectar, first time you give an NPC nectar, they give you back a keepsake, which gives you a bonus for a run.
Thunder. Is that?
Was this the man himself?
Is this really him? Okay. In the name of Hades, Olympus, I accept this message.
Greetings there, young man. Look, your father's always been rather difficult, and he's not so much as called in quite some time. You'll have a better home where you belong, here on Olympus. And to help you on your journey,
thank you very much.
My blessing.
So if I remember right, I snap off the special here. It's an epic compared to the two commons, which just makes it a lot stronger, and it really fixes our AoE for this run. We don't have to focus too much more on AoE.
Lord Uncle Zeus lending his support. Never thought I'd see the day.
You'll notice that my single target damage doesn't get too much better. Still took a few shots to take that guy out.
Of such innumerable, ever-shifting, interlocking chambers, the underworld of Lord Hades all but guarantees the dead shall there remain until
the end of time.
Good thing I'm not dead. Witches, back to dust.
Yeah, so I'm making a mistake here of not paying very close attention to my surroundings. 10 damage probably won't matter. In fact, if I remember it, it doesn't end up mattering, but especially early on, when you're not being overwhelmed, you should look out for spike traps and things of that nature. I dashed straight into a projectile, and then I dashed directly on a spike trap. Neither of those are good. I'm starting to see the benefits of the AoE here. Sometimes it can be hard to see in the first couple floors because there aren't too many enemies. I'm taking the key because I know I'm one key away from unlocking next weapon, and I would like to make sure I have it the next episode. Most likely you get another key, but just in case something horrible happens and I lose.
He's gonna unlock something back home.
This is where the show gets a little less family friendly. Aphrodite has some great boons, but her, let's say her profile picture, well, you'll see. One thing I think I need to be doing when there's multiple people is if I'm specialing, don't actually put my mouse on one of them.
Oh, it's her.
A couple times there I had my mouse on one and What does Aphrodite have for me here? I know she can give weak, and I know that she has a pretty sweet duo boon with Zeus. I don't think I've explained duo boons yet. So duo boons are boons. If you get a specific boon from each god, you can get a duo boon, and that duo boon has a much more powerful effect. And I already have the one I need from Zeus, so I think I'm looking for the attack here from Aphrodite.
Hi there. In the name of Hades, Olympus, I accept this message.
Why, hello there, little godling. I have to say, you're quite the specimen, and so I've decided I shall aid you for the moment. You interested?
So, dash moves I tend to like, but it depends on which weapon. And specifically for the bow, I think moves that affect where you end up, like the Passion Dash, are not what you should be interested in, because you tend to be dashing away. You're playing with the fists or the shield or the sword, you tend to dash towards people a lot, so the dash is better if it affects where you end up. So here I end up taking the weak, because I don't have an attack bonus yet, and I don't have very good defensive options with the bow, so weakness is one of them, along with just utilizing the range. And I love the animations of these attacks. They're so nice. Again, what gives Hades such replayability and such uniqueness is the various animations you get from these and from Daedalus Hammer upgrades. We'll talk more about Daedalus Hammers when we actually get one, but it sort of just upgrades your weapon from a base. It's not quite a god boon. Very strong upgrades come from Daedalus Hammers. Ow. Pro tip, don't get hit by those guys, as they do damage. Like that. So now that I have an attack bonus, if there's only one person, it's probably more damage if I just focus on attacking them. Oh, Dionysus. Dionysus is sort of the poison god. Most of his effects apply hangover, which are a damage over time that can also stack. I don't tend to love Dionysus for something like the bow. You want some weapon that can multi-hit more, so some of the later weapons are better for Dionysus. But he has some other options that can be beneficial to any weapon. Let's see what we get.
That's what you get. That was revelry? People having a good time? Well, sure then. In the name of Hades, Olympus, I'll accept this message.
Zag man, how's it going? Look, you have got to get here with the rest of us already. We've been saving you a spot.
It's nice of
Let me
them.
see what I can do. Make life a little sweeter for you in the meantime.
Okay, so this is an example of a dash that I do tend to like with the bow. Like a type of dash I tend to like. Because you're running away and enemies are chasing you. However, the hangover damage on this one, I don't think is high enough. You have to dash away from people a lot to get it. So instead, I'm just going to take the life up and the nectar. Nectar is what you give to NPCs, friendlies, or some enemies. Give them nectar and they give you keepsakes, which, like I mentioned at the beginning, can buff your run. Another interesting point about keepsakes is every time you ascend a level between Tartarus and Asphodel, for example, you can switch your keepsake. So there's some that are better early, there's some that affect your boons and are better late, and then you can also pick keepsakes that guarantee that you see a particular god in your next boon for the first time when you equip that keepsake. taking the money here because we didn't have any money for a shop and we need money. So yeah, options are shop with no money or get free money. Free money every time. It's that skull there, he hit me. If that's the case, I should be using the special here more. Yeah, like that. Double kill. Feels so good when you get a multi-kill for the last kill of your run. I already have enough keys to unlock the next weapon. And I'm gonna go ahead and take darkness because I want more death defies. I want my first death defy, which gives you an extra life. And then I want to start upgrading my mirror more than I'm interested in the next weapon after the one I already have enough keys to unlock. I could start stacking keys, and I'm gonna need to do that to upgrade the mirror all the way, but at this point I am a little more interested in darkness just because I'm guaranteed to get the next weapon already with 3 keys. This time that dodge the spikes, clean. One thing about spamming the special with the bow, which I think tripped me up a little bit there, you cannot dash while the special animation is playing, unlike a normal attack. I don't have a dash special with the bow. Some weapons do, like the sword you can dash from last episode, you can dash while you're doing the note. Can't dash with the bow special, at least by default. I don't know if there's any upgrades that allow that or not. Awesome time to be using the Zeus AoE special. Skull. Nice. That was a good level. There was a case right in the middle where there were 4 or 5 skulls around me and a big dude charging me and a witch shooting spells at me. Kind of a key point is it's good to decide to stop shooting every once in a while and position yourself better. Because of that, I didn't take any damage, but I could have taken 20 or 30 damage. Speaking of damage, I actually go for max life over the shop here because the shop you could get a boon, but you couldn't get anything else that really affects the run.
I'm back, Meg.
And health, I underrated at first when I started, so I tried to take it more totally sold by the other option.
Your whip's not been all that persuasive in the past.
Maybe persistence will pay off for both of us. Come then.
Oops.
No effect.
Having the double dash here is so nice. First episode I took a ton of damage from the sky attack because I forgot I didn't have a double dash, and when you only have a single dash you have to make sure you go the correct direction. The double dash you can kind of just dash out of the way in any direction. I recommend picking up the double dash as your first upgrade from the mirror if possible. You need to save up for just one run to get it. It makes it worth it. That the double dash might account for you being able to go through almost another entire act because you can mitigate the damage you take. That might be a bit excessive of a statement, a bit of an over-exaggeration, but I do find that taking less damage means you live longer. Crazy.
I'm supposed to be impressed.
I whiffed my cast. Just kidding, I was aiming for the witch.
Stand
crystal. Oh, we almost got her. We've done pretty well this fight. We have not taken too much damage so far. Let's see if I can finish it nice. There we go. Hexagoner again. Hi, Meg.
Achilles might know what to do with this.
Up we go.
I'll just be a moment, Father.
So this is interesting. This is where the keepsakes normally go. And it doesn't show up when you don't have any keepsakes. I don't think I noticed that last time. I love picking up Yarn of Ariadne when I get the opportunity. I think that spending 70 gold to improve your next boon fairly significantly, especially at this stage where you have an opportunity to pick up more pomegranates, which give better results if the boon starts at a higher base. Since we have the opportunity to pick up pomegranates more, getting a higher rarity boon for 70 gold is entirely worth it. I may change my mind on that if it were right before the final floor or something, but even then I think spending 70 gold for
Slam dancers.
upgraded boons is overall a pretty good idea. Lava is hot. One whole damage. Should probably take out that low health guy. But
So much for them.
ooh, an event. So the events, each section of the underworld has a special person that you can run into. Let's see who this is.
Hey, you must be the Hades kid. How's it going then, Your Royal Majesty? Nice to meet you.
You're
I'm
Idiocy,
Idiocy.
good to meet you.
What brings a big, important guy like you up to a place like this?
Hi there. No need for formalities. I'm Zagreus. Just heading out on some official business past the menacing Bone Hydra. Don't mean to be rude, though I'm in a bit of a rush.
Well, don't you have your hands full, hun? I'll let you go. But there's one rule in my place, which is nobody leaves here empty-handed. You got that? So take your pick. My treat.
Ooh, this is a good one. So I only have 3 boons, and this hits 2, and this is one of the ways to actually get a heroic boon if you already have an epic. So I'm gonna take this and hope that it hits my Zeus boon. If it does, that'll be a big damage upgrade. Let's see.
Sure, here.
Nice, we got it. Okay, so this is a heroic level 2 Thunder Flourish. My special will be doing big AoE damage. If we can find more Zeus boons, that would be awesome, because I can get more status effects when enemies are struck by lightning to really skyrocket my damage here.
Bloodless.
That guy gave me 2 gold. How kind. Ow. Missing my powered shot. I almost have enough money to take this shop. I think that 300 is the best base number to go to be really happy about a shop. Maybe I should have taken it, but this is also an empowered fight. You saw the skull next to Dionysus. That means that I'm more likely to get higher rarity boons. And this particular fight is really easy for me because my special breaks all of their projectiles. Still does big AoE damage. So this is probably a little slower than I could be doing it. I could take an optimal path, but clear a room and don't take damage. That's the best you could have done if you're not speedrunning. This is certainly not a speedrun build. Pardon me. Ooh, I can give him a gift here. I think I'm gonna do that. So gifting the gods gives you a keepsake which guarantees their boon. I mentioned that earlier. So I can now guarantee a Dionysus boon for if I get a multi-hit weapon that I want to use.
So please accept this humble offering.
Now that is something, a right princely gift there, Zach. And just so happens, I got something here I have been meaning to give you.
Thank you, Dionysus, mate. In the name
Now I take his boon.
Yes.
And I love taking epic boons when I see them. Festive Fog is also really good here. Helps with my damage and helps keep me safe with the. I'm leading Festive Fog. Positive outlook is good. Again, we have the dash here, but the hangover damage just isn't high enough for what I'm compared to the Festive Fog. So 4 seconds of 3 hangover damage every 0.5 seconds is 6 by 4 is 24. So each stack applies to just 24 versus 120 damage just by right clicking in an area that also stuns. It's the cast. So that's what it looks like. So now anyone in here gets a micro stun every second, which can interrupt attacks.
The act of sorcery
It also is more AoE damage.
Death and an eternity in Tartarus.
I'm sure the witch's circle will reconvene soon enough.
I got one option here. I'll go grab some more darkness. Missing my deflect build already. Deflecting these big waves is always fun. Destroyed. Oh, interesting. It looks like the micro stun does not go through armor. I didn't know that. See, now you can see the bomber gets stunned. You can see the stars showing up over his head sometimes. Looks like he needs to have armor.
Felt something. Off we go. Bone rakers.
Ooh, this enemy is scary when you have the bow, I think. They move so far and they hurt really bad. And I'm trying to stay away and not get hurt, so both of those things I'm not a huge fan of. So I gotta stay agile on my feet here. Don't stand in the lava. Zap.
The power of the gods.
I have enough money to take a shop here finally. Again, I'm over that 300 threshold that I like to have. Not a hard rule, right? Obviously, things can change. But here's a perfect example of to have 300 in the shop. Maybe I shouldn't have even bought the health, honestly.
You know, one thing I'll say for Charon there, he doesn't talk too much. And since neither do you,
Thank you,
I'm
Artemis.
letting you have this.
Oh, interesting. So this is a case where my boons is being offered up for trade. You can only have one attack buffing boon per attack, special, dash, and cast. So sometimes you're offered a trade. I think I'm gonna take it here. I'm interested in trying it out. Yeah, let's give it a go. Dash strike is also interesting because I'm pretty movement limited by spamming special, and I tend to dash strike a lot. You know, I'm not really, if I'm standing still, I tend to be specialing, I don't tend to be attacking, so that could help my damage, but I want to try the critical damage here. Losing the weakness is a bummer, of course,
Aphrodite won't
but
mind.
I'm gonna try it. Also worth mentioning that is another way you can get heroic boons. So you have an epic boon and it's offered to trade, the trade will be heroic. I'll buff the crit chance too.
A change of boons was
Having traversed the flaming river Phlegathon to gain this vantage point, relentless Zagreus must now confront a foe of unimaginable savagery who lies ahead, awaiting patiently its time to strike.
way to spoil the surprise.
Yeah, spoiler alert.
Just tidying up a bit. Hey, Charon, I'm an asphodel now, aren't I? I'd always heard this was some flower-covered meadow-type place, not such a terrifying hellscape. Couldn't agree more, mate.
Let's see if we can beat the Hydra this time. We are positioned way better to fight the Hydra. It's last episode.
I'll get you for last time.
Sure will. Hydra fight is pretty self-explanatory when you have a ranged weapon. Can't reach outside of that hit. Where he's at, that center top area of the stage. One thing to note here, when I first started playing Hades and I was doing the Hydra fight, I was flying around the screen, trying to damage all of the Hydras at once with AoE effects. And even though I have a good AoE build, I actually think it's better to try and focus them down one at a time. Mainly because it clears up the screen from a bunch of attacks, makes it easier to dodge. Sometimes you can have the opportunity to focus two at a time if they spawn next to each other, but don't make the mistake of thinking one's attacking you, so you should fly away and hit another one. Ow. That's a mistake I made pretty early on. It's crit? Alright, here comes the second wave. This is a case where I can definitely AoE two of them down in time. You can see him doing the... Oh, nice crit. Doing the special in between attacks here. Cool feature about this boss is the different colored heads have different abilities for the main one that you see right when you start the fight, but the other heads that spawn on the sides also can be colored differently than the main head. So while he is shooting projectiles, another one could be shooting explosive lava pits, or another one could be summoning adds. Makes the fight pretty dynamic even when you know what the main one's kind of MO is going to be. There he goes. Hydro vanquished. Nice.
Good, no more heads.
Get the first diamond of this save.
Back home.
Very pretty. Not worth selling any boons. I will actually take the attack here, I think. Yeah. So, Act 3, the enemies are pretty herdy. The enemies are quite scary. So any little buff I can get while I continue to scale for the act is handy.
The fields of Elysium. Bright swords. That eyeball, is that him?
So these things, don't kill them.
He's trying to respawn.
They respawn back as the enemy you defeated with full health. So not only do you have to pick your high priority enemies to focus down, but once you focus them, you have to remember to kill the eye, or else they come back. Which can cost a lot of life if you're not paying attention. Some money.
Coin for Charon.
Nothing cool back here. So I have enough darkness now to get my death defy. Other bonuses, so I'm gonna go for the key.
Come on.
But these witches are interesting. Their projectiles hit a wall and then explode. So you have to dodge it twice.
Set.
I don't think I'm gonna take any of those. 16 gold just doesn't quite hit a break point. It would put me at 197, so the shop still isn't worth it. And I'm not really a cast build, and I don't really hit things from behind, so I'll pass. Thanks, though. Thanks for the offer, Karen. And let's go grab another Artemis boon. So most gods synergize with other gods via duo boons, and also tend to have multi-tier boons that synergize with themselves. So boons that you can't get the very first time you see the god in a run, but you can get after you've picked up, say, crit chance or, say, hangover damage from Dionysus or something like that. And those also tend to really push the scaling of your run. Base boons are what get you through the first act, the first two acts, but to really, to really push your run, you have to find some better synergies.
Hey, how'd you get your hands on a nice bow like that? You take good care of Coronat for me, so I can try it too.
Can do, Artemis. What do you got? Ooh, support fire. Yeah, that'll help my damage.
I'll make every strike count.
That is a case where I should also start looking for more crit chance in general, because each of those arrows do not have a natural crit chance, but the quantity of attacks going out increases so much that small crit chance bonuses can really improve the damage. This is also a case where I would start looking for more hangover damage, although I don't know if hangover can get applied from these arrows. In this fight, I'm spamming special because the eyeballs just keep spawning until you beat the butterfly. If you don't focus the butterfly, they just overwhelm you, and the butterflies do so much damage. So you have to focus the butterfly ball. But if you totally ignore the eyes, you take a lot of damage just like that. These are my least favorite enemy types in Act 3, the bowmen. They hurt so bad, and they just run away from you, and it's very frustrating. Oh, here I am forgetting about the eyeball of the bowman. This is probably going to cost me life. Ah, I missed it. Forget about the eyeball. There we go. Get that eyeball too. shield guys block any attacks from the front, so I try to save them till last because you have to be pretty mobile to actually hit them. But they aren't very threatening as long as you're far away. They do a sweeping attack, which surprises me. That one right there that just hit me. Ow. Like I said, can be surprising. Especially when you're trying to get behind them, you know, they sweep and hit behind them, and it's quite rude.
I'll keep my soul for now, thanks.
Ooh, it's another epic boon. I like this one here. I already have a pretty high health total for this being my second run. There's meta progress options that increase your health beyond my current starting health, but I already have a pretty high base health, so that threshold that it always heals me to is fairly good. I also can expect to start taking more damage as I go through the act, so I think that boon itself actually is enough to almost guarantee me getting to the boss fight, because I don't think that I'll be taking 60 or 70 damage in a fight, hopefully. I play my cards all right. Also means I can play a little fast and loose once I get below that threshold, because as long as I don't die, I'll always heal back up. Overconfidence is a slow and insidious killer, though, so we'll see what I can do here.
Damn, he's recovered.
Oh, I almost missed that eye, but I got it. Ow. Ow. Fast and loose indeed. Ow. I'll take some money. This way I can maybe get 2 boons plus a health up at the next shop, if I'm so lucky. And we will have a shop coming up fairly soon because the boss fight's coming up soon. There's always a shop option before a boss fight. I'm hoping I can make it to the boss fight here. Each boss fight scales up in difficulty. I think the design of how they scale the boss fight difficulty is great, I should say. Oh gosh, I've been forgetting Festifog, I should use that. And this particular boss fight, I quite like. So I'd be happy to be able to make it. Oh, I thought that would that seeking arrow would do it. Ow. Ow. I need to stay behind some cover here for the arrow guys. I think that this act, especially these arrow shooting folks, are a positional challenge more so than anything else before them. They make you think about where your enemies are positioned and where you have cover to not have to try and juke the arrows with dashes like that. This. $338 crit, that ain't too bad. Ain't too bad for the second run. I have enough money and I want more health for my this health threshold boon. Oh, that's a trap. Some of the traps in Elysium are not triggered by your position, they just shoot continuously. Others are triggered by your position, so like spike traps, but some of them are just constant streams of arrows, which you want to avoid. Ow. Ow, the butterflies. Ow, the bows. Yeah, I need to not die here. I just took 30 damage. Oh my gosh. Butterflies go away. Alright, I think we're gonna be alright. And we'll heal back up. In fact, we'll heal more because we're getting max health, so our threshold will increase again. So I actually think here, in this particular run, we had an opportunity to make a really tanky build. We were offered the epic boon that says when you're under 40% health, take reduced damage, and we were offered the after party here. So we could have taken a run where we sit below 40% health and don't take damage, which would have been cool. I didn't see it. Obviously the after party came later, so I ended up picking it. Couldn't have known on the first boon. I'm happy with my Festive Fog, but that's something to keep in mind for the future, for future runs. That could be a cool idea. Oh, explosions. Avoid those. Festive Fog keeping all these guys right where they are with the stun. shoot this bush a little bit here. Oh, man. Gemstones. The gemstones are used to upgrade underworld, the different levels in the underworld. You can get fountains that randomly spawn that give you health, as an example. They also unlock quests that you can achieve over multiple runs that reward you with a ton of currency, like tons of darkness or keys, if you complete them. That's kind of how you make big leaps forward, because some upgrades cost on the scale of 1,000 darkness. Picking up a boon, picking up some food, upgrading my Festive Fog to do more damage, or for me to be more protected in it, excuse me. Alright, here's the third fight.
Oh wow.
The third boss.
Hold, fiend! You'll walk not one more step toward the light of day, so long as I am here.
2 against 1. Seems hardly fair. Ah, well. Let's kill him and be done, King.
Buff.
Theseus,
Bull.
the Bull of Minos,
And buff
you
dude.
two are legends. I'd be honored if we had a sporting contest here.
A naked attempt to sway me from my convictions. Defend yourself, you blackguard, and may the gods show you some.
Yeah. Let's fight. I don't expect to win this fight, by the way. I don't have a ton of single target damage to take out the Minotaur, and I think I just will take too much chip damage. Ow! Okay. Yeah, okay. It's not going good.
You are unwelcome in Elysium, and I shall escort you out.
So in this fight, let me talk about this while I'm playing. Each of these opponents have a second phase after you get them to half health. Because of that, I recommend, and I think most people agree, that you should focus the Minotaur before you start fighting Theseus. If I had to rank their threat levels of all 4 variations, so 2 phases for each boss, I would say that Theseus is before upgrading. For second phase, Theseus is the least threatening, and then pre-upgrade Asterius, and then post-upgrade Asterius, and then post-upgrade Theseus is just the highest damage output. So, I really don't want the Minotaur alive while Theseus is in his post-transformation status. Ow. Oh, it's not looking good. Oh, it hurts. So Minotaur is upgrading here. Oh no. Wow, he just did like 40 damage to me. Okay. I stood in the way of one of his projectiles, and then he overhead slammed me for another 20. Ow. Okay. Well, that's all right. That's all right. That's good progress. We made it all the way to the end of the 3rd floor instead of the 2nd floor. I'm happy with that.
Welcome back.
What's Hypnos have to say?
It's usually pretty quiet keeping watch over the pool of sticks back there, but it's sure been busy lately. Why, somebody else came through just earlier. You should have seen the look on my face when it wasn't you.
Glad to keep things interesting.
Olympus knows of him, bestowing on him all their worthless blessings here within my realm. Our realm. Explain to me how exactly this is possible, Nix. Either your limitless power has considerably waned, or you are up to something.
Do not question my power, Hades. Your son was bound to be discovered the closer he came to the surface. The Olympians are pleased to know they have a distant relative and bid him welcome to their mountain. That is all. Their influence is very limited.
Blood and darkness, do not speak to me about their influence. I've seen their influence firsthand. You've made a foolish mistake.
You would speak to me of foolish mistakes. You cannot change the course that has been set. Try all you like.
She's out. She's out of here. Alright, so this is the guy. This is the contractor who you spend your gems with, who can improve the underground.
For me, my good shade.
It's like a fountain chamber in Tartarus. That means that sometimes I will heal myself halfway through Tartarus.
Something from the Fates.
Ooh, and I can unlock the Fated List. Nice. Okay, so this is a set of quests that you can accomplish by doing. Well,
the Fated List of minor prophecies.
and when you finish a quest, you get a ton of meta currency. There, a lot of darkness, or many keys, or nectar.
Happen to know whom I should thank for the weapons just outside my chambers, Achilles?
I'm sure I wouldn't, lad. Though if I happen to run into them, I'll let them know.
What's Meg have to say?
What are your sisters up to these days, Meg? I've not seen them around.
We're stretched a little thin, as you can see. Some kind of war up there meant lots of business here. I'm left to hold the line and deal with you.
How goes it, Shane?
Oh no, cause of death. Sharp object. Kind of sharp object.
Hey, that must be the.
So here's the list of all the quests.
The Fated List.
Yeah, huge wards. 1,000 darkness for escaping for the very first time. You know, it's just asking us to really explore the game. It's asking us to meet all the gods, meet all of the other NPCs, and then pick all of the boons from each god. Right, so we only know the goddess of wisdom, god of wine, right? I don't know why Aphrodite isn't on there. Right, I'm gonna pick up a Death Defiance. I'm gonna max out my healing here, I think. Oh, just kidding. Well, I can get it next time. And I don't even think I'm gonna pick up Shadow Presence yet. I'd like to save to get my vitality up. I can almost guarantee I'll have one darkness run, but I'll save. Maybe next episode I'll change my mind before I start the run. All right, well, there's the second episode of Hades. Hopefully this voiceover wasn't too jarring. I don't plan to do voiceovers for the rest of my videos, but sometimes things go awry. Thank you for watching. If you liked the video, please make sure you like. If you want to see more, please sure you click that subscribe button. And most importantly, if you have any feedback for me, positive or negative, preferably constructive if negative, but hey, it's the internet. Comment what you want. Please make sure to leave it in a comment, and I will read over all of them. Now, I'm gonna let the rest of the video play out, and thank you. I hope you enjoyed the show.
should help.